This video is going to discuss electrostatics. By the end of this, you'll be able to compare and contrast different methods of charge transfer. So what is charge? Particles can have two types of charge, positive or negative. A particle with no charge or a particle with equal amounts of positive and negative charges is considered neutral. In an atom, protons are positively charged and electrons are negatively charged. Neutrons have no net charge, so they are neutral, hence the term neutron. Charge interactions. As you may have learned previously, opposite charges attract and like charges repel. This is due to the direction of the electric field lines between the charges. More on electric fields later. So, in other words, positive and negative will attract. Opposites attract in terms of electric charge. So the structure of their atom is important for understanding electrostatic concepts. Protons and neutrons are located inside the nucleus of an atom, which is the very center of an atom, the dense core of an atom. And you may wonder why protons in the nucleus are able to be next to other protons repelling away from each other. It's due to the nuclear strong force, which binds them together. This allows them to stay compact in the center of the nucleus and not get away from each other, because normally two protons would want to repel each other. The electron cloud is the area around the nucleus where electrons can be found. They don't orbit the nucleus like planets around a star, but they do clump together in energy levels, SP, D, and F, which you may have learned about in chemistry. I don't think we really have to get into that though for this class. Since electrons are easy to get and protons are difficult to get out of the nucleus, transfer of charges between objects involves moving electrons, not protons usually. Getting protons out of a nucleus involves nuclear reactions, and the experiments we're going to do are not going to do that, because that would be both dangerous and hard to do with the budget that schools have. So there's some methods of charging that we need to go over. Conduction, which is the transfer of charge between objects due to touching. This method of charging often results in objects reaching static equilibrium if they just come into contact. And if they're in contact long enough, then the charge will balance out between them. Induction is the rearranging of charges in an object due to another object nearby that is not touching. Like if that nearby charged object is there, it can influence how the charges are arranged on the other object. Good example is a charged up balloon going near a wall. It rearranges the charges in the wall without the balloon touching it yet. Friction, the transfer of charge when two objects rub together. Like if you rub your feet on carpet, you can get charge built up into you. You're stripping away that charge from the carpet, and then you become charged so you can shock somebody. Or shock yourself on like a light switch or whatever. Also in the wintertime, you may notice if you take clothes out of the dryer especially, it might stick together, it might have some of that static charge going on. Grounding is the process of removing excess charge of an object, usually by transferring the electrons into the ground, into the earth. The earth acts as a large reservoir of charge, and connecting to it gets the excess charge built up in an object is moved into the earth. Hence the term grounding. In other words, an object getting grounded gets rid of its excess electrons or charge. So if it has an excess positive charge or a lack of electrons, it gains electrons in the process. Grounding is basically what happens to lightning. There's a large amount of charge up in a cloud, and then it's dispersed down to the ground. It becomes grounded. Ice particles build in clouds and bump into each other, which builds up static charge due to friction, which is where lightning ends up coming from. And when the excess charge is large enough, the bolt of lightning strikes down to the earth. It gets rid of that excess charge and becomes grounded. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.